Yo, what's up, guys? All right. So we got FOMC meeting minutes in 5 minutes from now. Pretty crazy day. Let me see. Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna post on X. Pretty crazy day already. So I was just on a call with one of my students. If Kay's in here, we were going over some really good setups that happened this morning. So I took this, guys, on this 300K account. I made 8 grand on this account. I front ran it because I just did, and it's an eval account. But technically, there was a short entry right here. Okay, I entered on this candle when we came up a little bit, but once we closed below this 1 minute, this was technically the short. And I moved my stop to break even when we hit into this 3 minute fair value gap right here, and we never went back to this entry. So technically there was never a stop to break even, and the market just completely collapsed. I took my profits a little bit early in this 1 minute fair value gap. I had my stop above this candle's high, and you can see we moved past it by 1 tick and then we dumped because I have trailing threshold, trailing drawdown, so I didn't want to get smoked. But yeah, guys, I'm thinking today that this whole area is going to get touched. So hopefully I don't blow this 8K, this 300K eval, this funded account, or eval account. But my anticipation is that we're going to go up to the hourly buy side and then potentially up to these equal highs and this buy side right here. So we will see what happens. But I think that this is going to be a pretty good setup to the upside. We got 3 minutes until FOMC starts, but right now we have this 3 minute fair value gap. Again, I'm not going to be trading anything. Gear grind. Hello. What's up, brother? Have you been in this in here before? Your name sounds kind of familiar, but I'm not sure. But guys, I'm looking for this 3 minute to potentially IFEG and then go to the upside. Again, I'm not taking anything, guys, until probably past 11. Right, I want to see what the news does. Where do we deliver? But then I will potentially take something on this eval account. Again, I've already had a huge trade today. We made $8,000 on this. You can see the 300K eval account is up 8,000 off of this IFEG. And then also, guys, if you didn't know, there was a really beautiful 5 minute. This is a 3 minute chart, but the 5 minute fair value gap that we closed above right here. We swept liquidity, we traded into an hourly fair value gap, right? This hourly right here is where we delivered from. And once we inversed the 5, you could have taken a trade up to the 50% of the leg, which in this case, from high to low, 50%, you can see we actually blew right past it. But I think that this is going to be, I mean, this was a great trade, and I think we may even deliver further, but the 50% of the leg was really good. Oh, Kay's here. So I was just telling whoever's in here that me and Kay went over this 1 minute inverse and then this 5 minute inverse for value gap. Gear Grind says, yes, sir. Just that I don't talk much. Just enjoying watching you do your thing. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I always love, I mean, you guys don't have to talk, but I always love to see that people are enjoying the content. That's always good to see. Okay, guys, so we got less than a minute. We got 30 seconds until the news. Now just pay, again, guys, I'm trying to teach you guys how to be good traders, right? And a good trader, nobody is touching this market before the news happens, okay? If you are betting that this is going to inverse and it's going to go to the upside right before big news like this, I feel bad for you. It's just gambling. There's no, nobody knows what's going to happen here. Even if it does inverse, guys, I'm not going to take it to the long side, because I know with these types of days, there's a lot of manipulation that can happen, and you just have to be really, really careful. So let's see what happens here, guys. So one thing I will note, recently the FOMC minutes have been a lot more subdued than they have been in the past. So hopefully we actually get some moves here. By the way, I realize my mic is not on. Or it's on, but it's not close to me. Bro, are we going to have one of these days where FOMC minutes don't do anything? This is really odd, guys. Like, there's literally no movement. This is crazy. Like, literally nothing is happening. That's actually wild. I mean, sometimes it's subdued, but not this subdued. I mean, to be fair, we did have some pretty good price action this morning. But yeah, this is really subdued. I'm actually pretty surprised. So we can see here, I mean, regardless, we'll still analyze the market, but we can see here this 3-minute fair value gap is currently rejecting. I don't know what's going to happen here, guys. Again, I was expecting the market to go higher. So, like, I really want to see these equal highs get touched. But I am very surprised at how docile this move is. It's not doing anything. What's ES doing? ES also not doing anything. That's crazy. Okay, so we are rejecting from the 3-minute. Tough spot to be in though. Yeah, guys, I might have to get off if this is not going to do anything, because it's already the afternoon session. I don't normally trade the afternoon, and I was expecting a much bigger move. So again, very unlike the markets. Did you guys see this stock, Jensen Huang, after he went on to the Blackwell when he was having his little press conference thing, the product release? He said that quantum computing is like 15 years away. And every single stock that's related to quantum computing dropped like 50%. Anyone that was holding the stock got destroyed. So crazy. So 3-minute OB getting formed here to the downside. Would not be surprised if this continues down, but nothing that I would take personally. If you guys have not taken a trade yet, this 3-minute doesn't look half bad. But yeah, okay, it's FOMC minutes. So I'll show you guys in the Discord. You guys know that I post this weekly. But if you go to January 8th, which is today, right? Let's make sure I'm on the right day. FOMC meeting minutes. So the FOMC meeting itself typically has much better price action. It moves much bigger. Candles move a lot bigger than on FOMC minutes. FOMC minutes is just like they're reading out the statements from the FOMC day. So it's a little bit different. It's like a weaker version of FOMC day. But yeah, so right now nothing is really happening. Actually, the last 2 FOMC meeting minutes have been like this. But then other times it moves ridiculously. So I don't really know what's happening here. But yeah, if you guys want to take something, you haven't tried anything yet, this 3-minute doesn't look half bad to me. However, we are technically still in a premium of this range, right? So you have to be careful. Discount of this range is below the 50%, so you still have to be cautious. They're both above premium. My dog is scratching at the door. 1 second, guys. Come on, let's go. Lily. I'm streaming. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna leave the door open for her. Her name is Lulu. Alright, guys, look at this. The 3 minute is pushing above the OB. So technically, this is a long setup, but we are in premium. I've already had a huge trade today. We didn't really sweep any liquidity. We are delivering from a 3 minute fair value gap. So in general, this is not a bad place to be longing from. However, doesn't tickle my fancy. I don't really like trading the afternoon session, guys. I'm not going to lie. Typically, price action is a lot worse in the afternoons. The morning session is much better. So like this was really good. And I always prefer, guys, to take my bigger size trades after major buy side or sell side is swept. So like you can see here that buy side was swept and we had this amazing IFEG. These are my executions, again, where I got stopped out for my profit. But then also once these two areas of liquidity were swept, we had the immediate bullish reaction. So anything within the range, you're asking for more losses. So you have to be super careful. Gear Grind says, before you go, can you analyze YM US 30 morning session? Just want to see how you would have taken it. Hope I'm not asking too much. No, not at all, bro. I don't know if I have those, but let me see. What do I type in on TradingView? YM US 30? Or just US 30? Is it the Dow? You have to tell me to Gear Grind what are you using? Like what broker? Because every broker I think prints differently. It's TGE Dow. Do I have to type in TGE Dow, or are you saying it's... Because when I type in US 30, I don't have it under the normal brokers. Like there's Black Bull, Pepperstone, Forex.com. Which one do you guys want me to click on? Is it... You guys tell me. Maybe I'm guessing it's this one, Capital Com. Anyone? Okay, let's do this one. How you would have taken it? Okay. So are you asking about a specific section, Gear Grind, or just in general how I would have traded the morning session? Minute. Well, I can't even trade this symbol. That's funny. Yeah, so I mean, first of all, I saw these equal highs here. That's the first thing that popped out in my head. So I'm trying to see if there's anything A+ that I would have taken here to the upside. So this 2 minute looks pretty darn good. Let me pull it up here in purple. So this is where it can be kind of tough, where you might want to look at SMTs. So like between ES, for example, let's see what time this was at 10:28 on the 2 minute chart. So you guys can see here that ES made a lower low and the US 30 made a higher low. So this is technically an SMT between ES and US 30. So I normally don't like to take an IFEG unless liquidity is swept, but because there was an SMT with ES, right? ES took this low while the Dow did not. You guys can look for this as your entry, stop to break even at this high or a partial at this high, and then hold to the equal highs. So that was a pretty good trade. And then here, this is exactly where I took the short on NQ, right? at 1150 to 1210, the same macro. This 3-minute inverse or 2-minute inverse looks really good to the downside. On the 1-minute chart, there wasn't much on the Dow. There was a nice 1-minute inverse on NQ. You guys can see right here. I didn't point this out to you, K, by the way. If K is still watching this, this 1-minute inverse, when we closed below it, that was technically the entry. You can see that US 30 didn't have that luxury. You'd have to wait for the US 30 to close below here. And then you guys can see here, once we close below, that's your entry for the short. Stop loss is a 2-minute close back above the IFEG. We never got it. It's just a wick. And you can see that it delivered all the way down. Oh, now the move is happening. Oh, guys. God damn it. I'm missing the whole thing. But anyways, so that was... I'm missing the whole move that I was expecting to happen. But the equal highs got swept, right? And then we had a beautiful short down. Right, here's your entry. And you could have taken it basically all the way down. But you would have wanted to take a partial at minimum at this low, right? And you can see here that the whole move, you could have delivered very nicely. From there, nothing really after that on US 30. The 5-minute on NQ looks a lot nicer. I don't like trading the Dow, guys, personally, but that's pretty much what I would do. So anyways, guys, that was that. Gear grind, I hope that helped you. I'm sorry, I just want to get back to NQ here. But that's pretty much how I would have looked at IWM or Dow or whatever that is. US 30, sorry. Okay. So, wow, this is interesting. So you can see here, guys, that the 3-minute never closed above. And by the time it did... The RR was so bad, it's just not worth it. Were you chicken the long or the short gear grind? So you guys can see here that the 3-minute never closed above, and by the time it did, it closed up here, so the R is terrible, so I would never have taken this. But yeah, I still think eventually these are coming. The long, yeah, it was a great long. It was a great long for sure. But yeah, just pay attention to SMTs. Like when one makes a higher high and one makes a lower high. Yeah. Kay said there was a 2-minute IFEG. So there was a 2-minute. But personally, like especially with FOMC type days, I prefer to wait for the higher time frame ones. But this was not half bad. I don't know, it's just kind of sketchy because first of all, we're in the middle of the range. When we closed above the 2-minute here, we took out an internal high, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's just like not A+ stuff, guys. I'm not going to lie. At least not A+ enough for me. You can see here on my QQQ chart that I always tell you guys about, we're just consolidating at a weekly level. Or, a monthly level. I do think that this high is coming on QQQ, which comes at 519.16. Maybe they'll save it for tomorrow. I'm not sure, but so far, yeah, nothing is looking amazing to me. By the way, can you guys hear my chair creaking too? I need to get a new chair. I have a really good chair, but it's for a standing desk, and I don't have my standing desk at this place that I'm living at right now. So, yeah, it's just too low for me to even use, unfortunately. But I have to use this shitty chair for now. Oh, you guys can't hear the creaking? You didn't hear that? Bro, this keeps happening to my computers, and I'm not sure why. Am I being hacked right now? I don't think I'm being hacked. I think my laptop is logged in. So it's like saying that I'm not connected for whatever reason. Let me go back to NQ though, guys, because this is where I'm logged into the funded account, or the eval account, sorry. Now, I would never take this 1 minute short, guys, even though it's working right now, because yes, we swept buy side, but we have an obvious buy side right above that. And again, my bias is still bullish, so there's no reason for me to be taking any shorts here. By the way, guys, I did sell another round of puts on end phase. I sold the 67 puts for $250 a contract. For those of you who are not in the Discord, I don't know if we've even posted it yet, but if you guys are looking for a really good swing trade and you want to look at end phase, I'm going to potentially be assigned more shares for this at $67 a share. So we'll see what happens with it. Interesting. So we're getting another bullish reaction here. Glad that we did not take the short. And I would not be surprised if this delivers us higher eventually. But definitely a tough spot to be in. By the way, guys, if you follow me on YouTube, make sure you watch my new short. I'm trying to follow the same format. One of my shorts got like 30 subscribers in a matter of a day, which was wild. Good for me at least. And I followed the same format on the new one. So let me know what you guys think of it. And if you watch it a couple times over, if you comment, you like, it really helps the algorithm. So please do that if you guys can. It's called How to Make $1,000 a Day in the Stock Market. And there's like a big bold black and gold font that says how to make $1,000 a day. So if the more times you watch it over and if you comment and like, it helps a lot. If you share it, also helps, but I think this one should get me a good amount of subscribers if we get a lot of viewers on it. So if you guys can watch that, it'd be great. But it looks like this. Let me see if I can show you guys. $1,000 a day setup. Ooh, and my camera now automatically focuses. I love that. It's a new camera. So yeah, guys, nothing that I'm really taking here. I told you guys this was A+, this was A+. Nothing in the middle of this range is something I really want to take. There technically is a tiny 2-minute inverse here. I mean, what are we delivering from? Nothing. We didn't take any obvious liquidity, so nothing that I would take. I'm guessing, just out of my luck, that this is going to work to the upside and probably go much higher, but I'm not going to take it because it's not A+. But you guys can see here on this account, the reason I'm not taking a trade, we brought this is an eval with all transparency, but we made 8,000 on one trade, shorting 6 NQs from this IFEG and taking profits at the 1 minute fair value gap right here. But yeah, if I would have held it, I would have passed the whole challenge. But again, guys, it's not always about holding all the way up to buy side or all the way to your TPs. Sometimes you have to take profits, especially if this would have gone against me. I would have basically blown the account. So no reason to have taken that or to have held it further than I did. But you can see this 2-minute IFEG is working to the upside, but not A+, so I wouldn't take it personally. But ultimately, guys, maybe we'll get a setup in the London session, but these equal highs are where I think we're going. So they come from right up here. We missed them. We came super close to hitting the equal highs, and then we rejected. So I think that they're going to be coming next. But we'll see what happens, right? By the way, guys, I've gone over some trades today with some other members, but if you took any trades today or if you took any trades last week or something, you can let me know. And if nothing happens in the market and we're kind of bored, we can go over them. But until then, guys, this is the type of spot where you really just have to study because, again, they were A+ setups today. Nothing that's happening right now is A plus in my eyes. Nothing that I would be comfortable holding with big size. And yeah, that doesn't mean that we're not going to continue to the upside, but I'm not just going to take anything to entertain you guys. I want to follow sound principles, and that's just the name of the game. By the way, guys, I did pass a 250K account, so I'm now moving on to the 300K account. That's all that I have left to pass. So since my funded journey, I think I've passed four or five 50Ks. That was my first 250K, and now I'm trying to pass a 300. The crazy thing is that the more you size, so in the past I've only used cash accounts, but the more you size up, like the bigger the account you buy, the more you have to make and the less trailing drawdown you have. So for this account, I have to make 20K, and the trailing drawdown is only $6,500 or $7,500. So it's pretty crazy, but yeah, I guess that's part of, like, you have to have a lot of skill to pass them. Like, you basically need these types of moves where you get like full-blown drawdown. It's pretty crazy. But yeah. So you can see again, guys. Woo! The 2-minute fair value gap is working to the upside. Oh, guys, my dog is getting restless. And now we do have another 1 minute that is not closed above yet, but it's close. But yeah, nothing here, guys, yet. Sorry, guys, my dog she's getting antsy. So I'm very curious to see what happens from these levels. And this is, again, guys, a time that you guys want to study. This tiny 2-minute you can see did work to the upside, and your stop should obviously be at break even if you did take this, or like leave it at the body of this candle. But yeah, basically we just have to wait and see what happens. Lila, I'm sorry, but I'm working right now. I'm working, Lulu. Go. Sorry, guys. I can't. She's really bugging me. All right, I'll be back in like 5 minutes, guys. Let's see what happens in this. But I'm going to let her out to go to the bathroom quick. All right, I'm back. So really nothing is happening here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. So miraculously, this 2 minute did work. I have seen this model before, guys, and there is a world where this 2 minute holds all the way up to buy side. I know it sounds crazy, but there is a model where this 2 minute holds all the way up to buy side. Now, the chances of it happening are slim, but I've seen it happen before. I'm not going to take this trade, but I'm just telling you that sometimes it does work. And what I could see happening today is just a complete slow grind all the way up. This is that's a pretty sexy looking woman at IFEG, but again, guys, my bias is bullish. We have buy side. We've already swept all of this liquidity, so the odds of a woman at short working are a lot slimmer. Let me get my glasses 1 second. Okay. So you can see that this 1 minute IFEG failed. And you guys know why I didn't take it, obviously. Okay. But yeah, I wish, guys, I would have live streamed this morning. You guys would have let me catch this. You would have watched me catch the $8,000 trade. I wish I would have, but it is what it is. Also, there was a 5 minute. This 5 minute did work in the end, up to buy side. Did not take this personally, but you can see here, this is the entry on the trade. Stop loss was a 5 minute close back below the fair value gap. We never got it. We did come down once to sweep this liquidity, and then we just rocketed all the way up to buy side. But yeah, I'm basically expecting now that this is just gonna go. But again, I'm not gonna take anything here. I told and Kay can vouch for me. I just had a coaching call with one of the members in the Discord. His name is Kay. The guy that's chatting, it's me, Kay. I told him that this is where I'm aiming for. And again, there was no setup here, unfortunately, that I liked, but you can see that it did work. Like, we didn't deliver from anything A+ here. There was a woman at IFEG, but then we had this tiny woman in it. It didn't look good enough for me to take anything. And I told him that there was a possibility that we wouldn't take anything, but yeah. Ooh, Tesla's back up to 400. Nice. Ugh, bro, all these things say I'm disconnected. Okay, so now this is what I think you guys should pay attention to. If this hourly fair value gap inverses to the upside, I will look for a trade up to here in the London Asia session, most likely. We have an hour and a half left. By the way, Kay, if you're in here, tell them that I told you that I'm looking for this for FOMC. Because I did tell him that, but I don't know if he's still here. But pretty much, guys, I'm aiming for these equal highs. And the buy-side liquidity above. If the hourly inverses, we have another 30 minutes until this candle closes. So pay attention to where the body of the candle closes. If it closes above the hourly fair value gap, that signifies to me that we'll get some kind of a long setup up to buy side. And then ultimately, we will probably come back to this fair value gap right here on the hourly and rebalance it. That's ultimately where I think the draw is for now. Market does this to me too. What does that mean, Gear Grind? So going to targets without a proper setup happens all the time with your grind. And any person that's gonna tell you that, oh, I don't miss a setup, I always get to my TP, I'm telling you right now, they're losers. They don't actually win. They're not profitable. If you cannot handle the market going without you, you will never be profitable because you're always going to be chasing setups and you're always going to get stopped out and you're going to lose big and you're going to win small. Oh, whoa, big dump. Wow. That looks really good for a short, guys. I'm not going to lie, but again, we have obvious buy side above. We've already had, if this huge down move didn't happen, I would be a lot more inclined to take shorts. But because we've swept all this liquidity already, I am very hesitant to take shorts. Very hesitant. Technically, if you entered right here, your stop should be at break even when this low hit. Because if we retrace here, we could easily inverse and go back to the upside. Very tough spot to be in. Again, guys, I'll repeat this. If we never had this big down move, if we just consolidated all day, and then we got this 1 minute short, I would love to take this. But because we've already swept all this liquidity, I'm a lot more hesitant to take shorts. But you can see that this 1 minute is currently working. Again, guys, not proper enough for me, not A+ enough. I want to see more buy side get swept. And pretty much right now, guys, what I would be a lot more comfortable with is taking a setup once this hourly candle closes. I want to see if we are bullish and we close above it, or if we reject it again. Because this hourly fair value gap is pretty much the PD array. If you guys understand ICT concepts, a PD array is anything like a fair value gap or a order block or liquidity or a new week opening gap or a volume imbalance. They're all called PD arrays. But right now, this is the bearish PD array that's holding down price. It's basically the main PD array that's controlling where the market's going to go. So once I see where this candle closes, if we close above, it's going to signify to me that we are bullish in a bullish structure, and I'll aim for this high, and the equal highs. But if we continue to close below the hourly and we keep wicking like this, it signifies to me that maybe we're accumulating shorts to go lower. So you have to be very cautious. Like, look at your higher time frames to determine where the market is likely to go. So in this case, this is the hourly PD array that is holding price. This is the determinant of where price is going to go, in my opinion. Oh, so guys, the guy that just commented, Ahmed, that said puts, he is the most degenerate trader I've ever met in my life. I know him in real life, and he is just a complete gambler. Every time there's a red day, he thinks there's going to be another red day, so he full ports shorts, he full ports puts, and he loses his accounts. He's blown many accounts in his trading career, and I've tried to convince him to trade ICT for probably, like, I don't know how long I've known him for, but at least a year now. I've been trying to convince him, and yeah, he refuses. But God willing, he has a nice marketing company that he works in. He has his own business, and he's killing it right now. So at least he has 2 years. Yeah, 2 years I've been trying to convince him, but at least he has something, some other income coming and going for him. But anyways, enough with degeneracy. You guys can see again, we're rejecting the hourly. So again, I'm waiting at least 26 minutes until this hourly fair value gap either closes above or rejects, and that's going to give me a determinant as to where the market's going to go. I wouldn't be fun. Oh, by the way, Med, so I'm on a 300K account right now, and I made $8,000 this morning off of this short. This is my entry, and this is my exit. The only trade of the day. But I'll be honest, it's something called an eval account, so it wasn't real money. But I need $12,000 more to pass it, and then it will be real money. I'm trying to. I have Sounds like you want to buy me KBBQ. Yeah, maybe I'll buy you some. As soon as you learn ICT. We have a deal, bro. Every time I talk to Med, I tell him if he learns ICT, if he puts in the work, I told him if he has 20 hours of work, I think he said 20 hours of watch time, I'll buy him KBBQ, but it's too much time for him. KBBQ is like $60, so divide that by 20 hours. Not very good money per hour, right? Bro, $2.50 an hour is great. That's what you pay. So this kid Med that's talking right now, he hires Filipinos and he pays them $1.50 an hour. Okay, so you're basically asking. I'm paying you double what you're paying your Filipinos. Sorry if that's racist, but I'm just saying that's what you pay him. He basically is in the business of slave labor. By the way, let me know, guys, if I have to be careful of what I say on YouTube. I don't want to get banned. So, but I think that was okay to say. Bro, crazy. Yeah, there's some wild people out there. This kid Med, bro, slave labor. It's crazy. Okay, guys, so you did see this 1 minute did inverse to the downside, and we are getting a big bearish reaction here. Now that this is closed below, again, likely this low is coming. I wouldn't take this because of where we are in the market, but, oh, bro, this looks pretty good. The reason that I'm looking back in hindsight that this looks good is that we did come all the way up to the top of the hourly and we rejected. So this 1 minute is not bad, but again, guys, because of the buy side above, I wouldn't want to take that. Yo, Med, by the way, Med, are you in puts? I forgot what you said. So he texted me, guys, this kid Med, I know him in real life. He said, yo, is this a great... Oh, I thought you said, this is a great day. You asked me, is this a great day for puts? Every time there's a red day, he thinks the next day is going to be a red day. Yeah, I was up 210. Show us a screenshot. I want to see proof. He was up 210%, and then this whole up move happened, and he lost all the money. I'm going to guarantee you that's what it was. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir, to I'll show you a screenshot, or yes, sir, I lost the whole amount. Bro says he sent me a screenshot. Oh, guys. Guys. Wait, is there any account numbers on this? I want to make sure I'm not revealing your data. Check this out. This is Med's account. Can you guys see that? $260. 113%. Not 200%, but close. Yeah, guys. So again, this is a super tough spot to be in. I know you guys have, I've said this like it sounds like a broken record, but this hourly for value gap is so important. We already had an $8,000 trade. I'm not going to take anything that's suboptimal. This 1 minute looked great to the downside, and you can see it is technically delivering, but too much buy side above. You guys can see this buy side right here, and then these equal highs that I'm aiming for. So yeah, this could be the one. This could be the short that really delivers price all the way down. We could go all the way back down to sell side potentially, but not A+ enough for me to really want to take that. By the way, guys, if you're in the chat right now, make sure you go on YouTube. I've said this already earlier, but check out this short that I made. I started a new format that I think is going to get quite a lot of subscribers. If you guys can watch it a couple times, maybe like it, comment. It's called How to Make $1,000 a Day. I just released it, I think, last night. The more people that watch it, the better it's going to help the algorithm. And yeah, it should help me get a lot more subscribers. If you guys like the streams, that will help a lot. Also, if you're in this right now, make sure you like. It will help the algorithms too. So you guys can see here, after the 1 minute short, this is delivering. This low should come next because the market runs on liquidity. If you guys don't know that already, you should learn liquidity. The market likes to stop people out. So everybody that was long on this leg of price has their stop loss below this low. So the market is very likely to deliver down to that section. Now, it could come up first and retest the 1 minute fair value gap and then go down. It could immediately deliver. But the beautiful part about my model is that your entry, if this was an A+ setup, sorry, let me change it to a short setup because we were in longs. Your trade, the entry on the trade is a body close below the 1 minute. And immediately once this low hits, I move my stop to break even. So right now, it doesn't matter what happens. Either I book 100% profits or I get stopped for break even. So that's the beautiful part about the setup is that you're basically, my setup, I move my stops to break even very quickly. And so it's essentially house money that you're playing with. So you guys can see here, we're delivering. So sometimes what will happen too is the market will come very close to the liquidity and then it'll reverse the upside. So be aware of that. So like if you were in this trade and you wanted to scalp it down to this low, I would probably be booking most of my profits, maybe 80% here in case it reverses, or like right here, you can see how we came very close to the low and we wicked. So sometimes they'll bring the market all the way back up to buy side and then bring it down. So you can see that that's potentially happening right now. But I was telling the group earlier, so this 1 minute short was excellent. This is what I took personally. I front ran the 3 minute, but you can see here, these are my entries and my exits. And then there was a really good 5 minute inverse of the upside. So once we swept liquidity, I need a few things. Liquidity to be swept, a bounce out of a bullish PD array. In this case, it was the hourly fair value gap. That was the bullish PD array. And then once we got a 5 minute close above, okay, that's your entry for the long. Stop loss is a 5 minute close back below the fair value gap. So let's say this red candle right here closed back below this 5 minute fair value gap. That would be my condition to exit the trade. But we never closed below it. So once we came back and hit this internal high, my stop moved to break even. And you could have held it all the way up to buy side if you wanted. But personally, I like to hold my moves to 50% of the range. So Fibonacci tool, 50% lines up right here. You can see we pushed way past it, but this was would have been my potential TP, take profit, if you don't know what TP stands for. Ahmed says, I got a phone call, my bad. Like you just got off a phone call or you're going to go on the phone call now. So you guys see here, that was the liquidity being swept after the hourly the 1 minute fair value gap. So another really good trade. But again, I would not have taken this. Give me an odds analysis. What are the odds it crashes? My job is not to predict market crashes. My job is to take A+ setups and be done within a few minutes. Ahmed. Unlike you, this is the thing that a lot of people mess up on, guys. And listen closely to this. So Med is a pretty smart guy, okay? He plays chess. He has a 1700 ELO, which if you guys don't know, that is pretty above average, okay? I'm about 1,000. Not very good at chess, but I'm working on it. He's a smart guy, but he thinks just because you're smart... Oh, he says he's a 1770. Who knows? But just because you're smart doesn't mean you're going to be good at trading. Because the issue with Med is that he thinks that he needs to be able to predict market crashes. Like he wants to predict the 2000 dot-com bubble. He wants to predict the 2007 mortgage crisis, the housing crisis, or the tech bubble in whatever, 1991 or whatever it was. I don't even remember when that last crash was. But this is the issue, guys. You don't have to be the person that buys long or puts and calls. First of all, he doesn't even buy long dated ones. He buys like a week or a month out, which is retarded if you're trying to predict a market crash. But you don't have to be that person that predicts these massive moves. All you need is tiny 1 minute fair value gaps like this to target liquidity. This move on its own can be a $10,000 trade if you size accordingly. Okay? Like you'd be risking $3,500 to make $10,000, give or take. Or $3.50 to make $10. It's basically scalable. It's all scalable. So if you get good at this model, you can make infinite amounts of money. You don't need to have these crazy moves with options. You can literally have no theta decay and still get the benefit of leverage trading with futures contracts. Not to mention the tax incentives for futures are significantly better than they are with options. You are paying almost 50% of your money to the government when you're short day trading options. With futures, 60% of your profits are taxed at long-term capital gains, and 40% of your profits are taxed at short-term. So you save a lot more money in taxes too. Basically, guys, the rich trade futures. The richest people you know that are in the stock market that trade futures. I mean, of course, they'll trade stocks as well. I trade stocks too. You guys know that I called Tesla between 180 and 220. I was adding in all of this general range. And I will have to pay normal taxes on this, but this is also a long-term position for me, so I'm still going to have to pay long-term capital gains, which is much better than short-term. But anyways, that's enough of a rant. You guys can see here that this was a great trade. Again, I didn't take it because buy side was right above. We've already had a huge move down. Now that this liquidity has been swept, guys, I would not be surprised if we get another up move, but there's no obvious fair value gaps in here for me to take. There is this 1 minute, but that's way too small for me to take. Gear grind, you guys pay tax for trading? I mean, gear grind, I'm pretty sure that everybody pays tax for trading. Unless you're delinquent on your taxes, or if you guys live in Puerto Rico or you live somewhere where the tax rate is 0, or if you're in Dubai or something. But yeah, normally you're supposed to pay taxes. Oh, you're in South Africa. Bro, I just came back from South Africa. I was in Cape Town and I went to Zimbabwe. By the way, guys, fun fact, my mother is actually from Zimbabwe. She was born in Zimbabwe. Gear grind, where in South Africa are you? Oh, you're in Pretoria? Nice, bro. So, I'm not gonna lie, guys. This right here looks like the start of an intraday sell model. So, like, I think this low is coming right now. Should we scalp it? Wait, what? Stop loss? Should we scalp it with 1 NQ? This looks like the start of an intraday sell model to me. There's no model here, guys, so I'm not going to take it. But you can see here we're immediately rejecting from the 1 minute fair value gap. This low should probably come, and then I'm guessing these lows will come as well. But yeah, no model for me to actually take, guys, so I'm not going to. But I hope that again, I don't like to trade within a range, right? So like right here, we're inside of this range of these two legs. So the odds of you having a successful trade are unlikely. Oh my god, this dog, bro. Let me close this door. The odds of success in trading, you're going to have a lot more success if you trade on the outside of ranges. So like once liquidity is swept, like this trade. But again, I wouldn't take this because of the buy side above, but still. Nothing in here is A+ to me yet. For us, we are only eligible to pay tax if we make over 1.5 million rand of profit in a year. Otherwise, I don't need to pay tax. Well, 1.5 million rand is, let's see, 1.5 million rand to USD. Wait, really? You don't, if you don't make 80,000, you don't pay any tax? That's crazy. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. That is insane. I don't know if you guys heard that, or saw that, but he doesn't have to pay tax if he makes 80,000. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get this dog to be quiet. Hey. Hey. Hey! Shush! Alright, hopefully that helps, but she's not going to be quiet. They treat trading as a business? Yeah, I mean, they treat trading as a business here too, but they get smoked. I think here it's like if you make 40,000 or above, you're responsible to pay capital gains tax. It's pretty wild. Okay, so it's getting close to 12, guys. I don't see anything A plus happening here. Let me look at the 3-minute quick. Yeah, that is wild. There is a macro time that starts at 5:15 or 15:15, sorry. But yeah, guys, I don't really like what I'm seeing here. I'll be honest. Let me look at the 5-minute. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of where we are in the markets. What I will do, guys, so if you're in the Discord, under the live alert section, I've told you guys this before, but if there's anything A plus before market close, I will call it in the Discord. If you guys are not in the Discord, we are currently running a free 3-day trial. So if you click on the description, there should be a link there to wop.com, and you can join for 3 days for free if you like it. I do think, again, this is an intraday sell model, so I'm guessing this low is going to get swept. But if there is an A plus long, because again, I do think that these are the target ultimately, I'm going to wait for the hourly to give me a signal, and I will alert in the Discord if we get something. But I think, apart from that, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. Pay attention to these lows real quick, because I think these are going to hit. Give it a second. And then after these hit, I will get off the charts. If they hit. Again, guys, I'm not in anything because there is no setup, but I do think this is a sell model right now. We're forming like low resistance liquidity, which is kind of like a trend line. Right? So there's two scenarios that can happen here. Number one is we bounce and we go higher, but I think this is probably going to break and go to these lows just based on the sell model that we're in right now. Also, what we could do is come up first and sweep these highs, like I said, trade into this 1-minute fair value gap, then go lower. Too many scenarios here. But anyways, guys, I think that'll be it because it looks like we're forming the trend line. But pay attention to these lows, see how they deliver. I wish you guys the best. And like I said, I will post in the Discord if we have any setups. But peace out, guys. Have a good rest of your day. And we will also be live streaming tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys check it out. Oh, is it about to dump? And yeah, cheers, gear grind. I always appreciate you guys being on the stream. Let's just wait for the low. Let's see if we get it. And I think these two are probably next, if I had to guess. As you guys can see, we inversed. We're respecting the 1-minute fair value gap that we're rejecting from. And this sell side liquidity looks like it's the next target. All right, if it doesn't happen in the next 2 candles, guys, I'm leaving. And just missed it. All right. Okay, so what's probably going to happen now is maybe we deliver back up to buy side first. Anyways, guys, I think, like I said, ultimately, I think these lows are in next. If we miraculously come up, guys, and inverse this 3 minute right here. Whoops. If we can inverse this 3, and then we also inverse the hourly, then I think there will be a great long up to buy side and up to these equal highs. But until then, I wish you guys the best. Again, I'll post in the Discord, and best of luck to you guys.